So this is what I was trying to explain. And I know, suppose asset price at time t is changing from from t s0 to st, then for the period capital T, we say that rate of return, which is R, is st minus s0 by s0. So this rate of return could have two different things which we can understand. One is the deterministic one, and one would be this, we can call it as a risk-free. Another would can have a risky return, where we can have actually whatever is the return, we can have a mean and the variance. So probabilistic one and the deterministic one. This part is not very tough to understand. Yes or no? So what is the portfolio optimization problem? So for the portfolio optimization problem, we have different assets, correct? So let's say that we have n assets. We call it as an A1, A2, so on till AN. And all of them, for all of them, we have a rate of return. So rate of return R1, R2 till Rn. Right. So what we do, this is the decision variable, correct? To define or determine your portfolio. So I'm saying that I have x1 unit of A1, x2 unit of A2, and xn unit of AN. Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So the first thing,
Yes, sir.
let's say that for each of them, the current price or or the value, this is also a parameter. I'm calling it as an V1 at t is equal to 0, V2 at t is equal to 0, and Vn at t is equal to 0. So before actually consisting or making our portfolio, we have, first thing, we have a budget constraint. So let's say that we have total amount available for investing is capital B. Are you getting my point? Then the budget constraint would be, if I'm buying x1 units of asset A1 whose value is V1 naught, right? Then the budget constraint says that summation over all xi Vi is not should be less than equal to B. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, here A1 is the amount
No, the asset name.
X1.
These are the n asset in asset name. A1, A2, AN. These are the asset name whose values are V1, V2, Vn, or the price. You can say that is V1, V2, Vn, not.
And X1 and X2 are the quantity.
This is the decision variable. How much quantity of each asset do I need to have? Which we are trying to find it out. Still, we have not made our objective function. The first thing we are looking from budget constraint point of view. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now what we do, instead of writing like this, that and we say that, let's say that actual amount we spent is B dash. So now B dash can be less than or equal to B, and we convert that one into xi Vi naught is equal to B dash. So from inequality we change into the equality constraint, and B dash can be up to B. Right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So the next step, we don't have to bother about B dash. What we can do, try see this one. What we can do, we divide this B dash with all of them. And I make it is equal to 1. Can I do this?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And this xi by b dash, sorry, I'm calling it as a weight wi. So my constraint becomes, instead of equal to b dash, my constraint becomes that this is what is the total budget. Oh, sorry. Oh, my constraint becomes summation of wi should be equal to 1.
Sir, what about VI 0?
Sir, some.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir. Okay.
The whole amount, I'm calling it as a weight, which I have to give to each of them.
It's like the proportion we are investing in the ith asset.
Yes, it's not the actual amount. It's not the actual amount we are looking for, but what we are trying to do is that the proportionate amount. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, the electricity has gone in the department. So I mean, I'm on my mobile phone. So what we are trying to do, you cannot see the OneNote, right?
Yes, sir.
No, sir, we cannot see.
Let me see how I can add this OneNote.